Hi there, this is Jeremiah with your tip of the week for December 8th, 2025. A common question for the support team is how to find the date a volunteer first served. While you can go to a volunteer's record and see their date of last activity, which is the last date they had service, there currently isn't a way to see or report on every volunteer's first date of service. So one way we can do this is using Excel. And the basic idea is to run a report that includes all service entries, sort them by date, remove the duplicates based on volunteer numbers, and then you'll be left with the earliest date entry for each volunteer. There's too many steps to type this out, so we're just going to do it in the video here, but feel free to follow along and pause as you need. So first we're going to create our report. And we can do this by going to Reports, choosing Excel, and then creating a new Excel spreadsheet report. You'll want to make sure that you include child records so that we can see volunteer names next to all the data in the Excel report. And then you can also decide if you want to include non-archived records, archived records, or both. For this example, we'll include both. Next, on the Fields page, it's actually going to be pretty simple. We'll just choose a name option, and then we'll scroll down to Service tab fields and just choose From Date. Next, you can go to the Include page. We'll check these volunteers and leave these at their defaults so that all volunteers are included. And then under Service Range, we'll choose Include All Service Entries. Once you do that, you can save and run your report, and it will appear in your Volgistics mailbox. Next, we'll head over to the report in Excel. Now that we're in Excel, we can see that it's organized into a few different sheets. The first sheet, called Master, typically just has core and profile information, and then you can see we have other sheets for volunteer service. Since there's a lot of data, these got broken up into multiple service sheets, so what we're going to do is consolidate all of these into a single option before we remove the duplicates. Now I like to use shortcuts here, so feel free to follow along. Again, you can pause the video if you need to reference something or rewind again. But first we'll head to our Service 1. And from here, we can use Control-Shift right arrow to highlight all the data from left to right. And then we'll hit down to highlight all of the data down to the last entry. Next, we can hit Control-X to cut, and then head over to our main service sheet here. Here we can hit Control-Down to go to the very bottom service entry, go to the next empty cell, and then hit Paste. And now we'll just repeat that for our other service tab. So we'll highlight that first set of data, Control-Shift right arrow, Control-Shift down arrow, Control-X to cut, and then head back here, hit Control-Down to go to our bottommost entry, go down to the next empty cell, and then paste. Now we're ready to highlight all of the data and remove the duplicates. So we'll just hit Control-A, and then we'll choose to sort our data. And that'll be on the home page here. Under Sort, we'll go A to Z. And now you can see that our data is sorted by date. Now all we need to do is remove duplicates, which we can do on the Data pad here, or Data tab here. From here, there's an option to just click Remove Duplicates, and we just want to go based on volunteer number since each volunteer has their own unique number. So we'll unhighlight these fields and then click OK. Now you can see we removed a ton of duplicates and we're left with 185 unique values, which is the number of volunteers that we included on the report. And there you go, we've got our volunteer numbers, their names, and then their first date of service. If you have any questions about how to do this, feel free to contact the support team. We're happy to help out with this or any other questions that you might have in your account. That's it for our tip of the week. We hope to see you next time.